Kia ora, welcome to Central News for Thursday the 27th of February. I'm Anne-Marie Case-Miller. Tauranga City Council plans to have tsunami evacuation routes signposted for all of Tauranga, Mount Maunganui and Papamoa by May 2015. Emergency Management and Safety Manager Paul Baunton says the agencies working together on tsunami evacuation route planning were close to identifying safe zones for the entire coast. The aim of each evacuation route is to direct people to a tsunami safe zone that can be reached on foot within 40 minutes. The first evacuation route signs were installed at the Mount last December, and more signposting will begin with the inner harbour areas in May, parts of Mount Maunganui and Papamoa in October, and finishing with the remaining sections of Papamoa in 2015. Tauranga's construction industry is booming with a 30% lift in new home approvals. Tradesmen are in high demand and a labour shortage due to the Christchurch rebuild and Auckland's growth is looming as the industry approaches the boom days of 10 years ago. Last month, Tauranga City Council issued 73 consents for new homes, a 30% increase on the 56 issued in January 2013. Rugby season is nearly here, and with that comes the need for good referees. Bay of Plenty Rugby Referees Field Day is coming up on Sunday the 9th of March for all new and existing referees. Referee manager Brent Jenkins says it's a great way to stay fit and healthy.
On March the 9th, we've got a day at Te Puke Rugby Club. We're looking where all the referees get together, and we're looking to attract new referees, obviously. So there's a general information day, and we do a bit of fitness, and it's a pretty fun day for everyone to get involved.
A special guest appearance will delight children attending the Children's Day event this Saturday in Hamilton, as they'll be able to rock with Reuben the road safety bear while learning key road safety tips. The Children's Day Carnival is part of the Summer in Garden Place program and is hosted by the Hamilton Families and Children's Trust. Reuben is the popular mascot for Waikato Regional Council's Young Road User Safety Program and teaches children aged up to 7 years how to be safe on and around our roads. Reuben the Road Safety Bear will be appearing in Garden Place from 10:30 Saturday morning. Tauranga Mayor Stuart Crosby has announced he won't be seeking re-election for another term. After 12 years of being mayor, Stuart says the new council is part of the reason, but not all of it. He says the city needs to move forward.
I made that decision probably 12 months ago, if I was to be re-elected, that this would be my last term. I've been saying it privately for a long time, and I just happened to be doing a radio interview, and the last question was, do you intend to stand again? And I said no. And so I guess that triggered a little bit of discussion. But 2016, I would have been the mayor 12 years, been a local government 30. I think that's enough. Time for a fresh face and time for me to do some other things I want to do.
In sport now, and the Chiefs may be injury plagued after their hard-fought win over the Crusaders in Christchurch last weekend, but they remain determined to head into next week's bye, leading Super Rugby's New Zealand Conference. Head coach Dave Rennie says they won't be talking about the 7 injured members as a team, but instead will be focusing on who they have got available and put forward the best team possible as they take on the Highlanders in their first home game in Hamilton this Saturday, knowing there's a chance to go into the bye as the only unbeaten New Zealand team. Kick-off is at 7:35 at Waikato Stadium in Hamilton. Go the Chiefs. Taking a look at the marine forecast now. For the west coast, a southwest of 25 knots is expected, with rough sea late Friday. Should ease on Saturday to a southerly of 15 knots with a moderate southwest swell at times. Raglan high tide is 10:10 Friday morning. Heading over the Kaimais now to the Bay of Plenty, where a southwest develops to 20 knots late Friday and should ease late Saturday to a variable of 20 knots. High tide in Tauranga is 6:50 Friday morning. Just ahead on Central News, Hamilton's Relay for Life and Children's Eyesight. Welcome back to Central News. The Relay for Life takes place in Hamilton this weekend and is the Cancer Society's second biggest fundraiser. All funds raised at the Hamilton will stay in the Bay of Plenty Hamilton area. I spoke with one team captain who's already in training for the event.
No, we don't do training. We have a tea room that's upstairs, so part of our fitness program is you have to run up and down the stairs to the tea room, the ones who go most of the fittest. But no, we don't train. And I think we didn't last year, and the adrenaline gets you through. You just keep going and going.
And it's not like you're out there for the full 22 hours, is it?
No, we just do segments at a time. And we might do an hour, then have a break and do another hour. Actually, one thing I did last year, which is really good for businesses who want to do it, is I walked with every staff member, and I think as a manager or CEO, that actually gave me a good opportunity to talk to them about anything other than work and just get to know the staff a lot more, which was good.
Will you set up camp on site with a sleeping area and a food area and a lolly area?
Yeah, lollies, yeah. Yes, we will, yeah. We'll have a couple of tents, so we'll have one, the main, sort of probably like a gazebo, and another tent for sleeping for those who stay the night.
The Relay for Life is an amazing event. It's a festival-like atmosphere. There's lots of things to see, lots of things happening. But there's also a very sombre reminder about the reason behind the event. Tell me about the candlelight ceremony.
Oh, it's such a moving experience. It's really hard to explain. I think you have to experience to understand it. You have these bags that you can put your family or anyone you know, pictures, decorate them and have a little candle. And it's just such a cool thing to get the family involved in. And everyone in our group, well, it seemed like everyone took part in that lap when it was on. My mum came, she's 82 and has a walker. She walked around in that lap as well. It's amazing.
What do you personally gain from taking part in the Relay for Life?
I think it's the fulfilment of, taking part in such a good organisation, such a worthy cause. And we thought we'd done quite well with the fundraising, but on the last day you hear what everyone else has done, and it's just amazing what people do and how they get in behind such a good cause. And to me, it was a big deal what the community of Hamilton had done for this cancer disease, which we all are affected by.
For more details, go to relayforlife.org.nz. With summer holidays officially over and Kiwi kids headed back to school in full force, one of New Zealand's most experienced and respected behavioural optometrists is warning that many of our nation's children may exhibit behavioural issues, and that's due to a lack of visual skills. Hilary found out more.
Welcome to the show, Keith. So how common are visual problems? Is it more common in children?
I guess visual problems are across the whole spectrum of ages, but children, we often see visual problems because they haven't learnt to use their eyes skillfully yet. So when you're learning to read, there's a number of skills that you need: pointing your eyes, coordinating, tracking, focusing. And as you learn those, you become more skillful at reading. Adults can have issues with vision and problems. Those that learn new sports will also have to learn new eye skills, and a behavioural optometrist can test those skills and help you to develop better, more useful skills. But a lot of the studies do show that the children arriving at school, up to 1 in 5 children, can be not ready with their skills to learn to read. So it's quite common amongst the primary school children.
How simple is testing? I mean, can we test for visual problems?
I think it's relatively easy for parents or teachers to have a quick look at how the child is using their eyes. Simple things like being able to track, follow left and right and around, follow in close, back out again, and just asking the child when they're having difficulty, what are you seeing? Is the print clear? Is it fuzzy and funny? Does it make your eyes hurt? Those sorts of questions. The child will often answer yes, and they don't know any different, so they won't tell you without being asked.
Can we train them, our eyes then? We definitely can train them to make them better?
Yes, when we're born, the two eyes do operate independently. They learn to work together. So those skills of using your two eyes are learned. With training, we can learn to make them more efficient, better stamina, use them efficiently. The other area is obviously in becoming better than average. Sports people can train their visual system to be much better at using their eyes.
So is that simple hand-ball-eye coordination that we talk about?
Absolutely. Yes, we're not looking at the eye itself in these situations, we're looking at the skill of actually using the eye.
Now, reading, writing, working on computers, a lot of us do that as adults. Can we start to develop visual problems as an adult?
Absolutely. We find that the eyes, if they're not skillful, if they're having difficulty with focusing, tracking and pointing eyes, if we start using them in a much more demanding manner, we're going to start getting symptoms. We're going to get sore eyes, we're going to get headaches, the print can blur, we lose attention, lose concentration, want to go to sleep. Those sorts of things are quite common. So you get many people who change jobs into a more stressful, more near-demanding occupation. They can suddenly start having symptoms.
And what should they do? Should they be taking those micro breaks and looking up? Is that one of the key things to do?
Absolutely. Visual hygiene, being in the correct distance, taking breaks, frequent breaks, looking up, looking in the distance. Our visual system is designed for moving, looking far and close, not being locked down up close. 3,000 years ago, if you sat down and got engrossed in a book, you probably got eaten. So those that the visual system is designed to be moving around far close, and when you're using it in a different manner, it can often start to complain.
Very interesting. I've definitely learnt something. Thank you very much, Keith.
You're welcome.
You can find out more at youngeyes.co.nz. After the break, we find out more about the delay in repairing Hamilton's riverbank pathways and catch up on the latest in motorhomes. Welcome back to Central News. After a delay of 2.5 years, a damaged section of Hamilton Riverbank Pathway will be repaired. Closed since 2011, Hamilton City Council Parks and Open Spaces manager Sally Sheedy explains how the pathways were damaged and that many factors have contributed to the delay in repairing them.
So we had 2 slips occur after heavy rain events. One happened in July 2011 and that initially closed a short section of the river path. We then had a second slip occur in December 2011. Therefore we had to close the river path to ensure the safety of our public.
The pathway along the riverbank is quite extensive. What parts of it are damaged?
Yes, you're right. We have over 17 kilometres of riverbank within the city, so our path network is very extensive across this length. In terms of the areas that are closed, it is south of the Claudelands Bridge at Alma Street to the north of Claudelands Bridge in London Street, so it's that area that is closed.
What has caused the delay in repairing it?
So the delay in repairing the slips that have occurred is because the riverbank is a dynamic natural area. We have had to get engineering advice as well as geotechnical investigations on our options to fix these slips. Some of the machinery used in the geotechnical investigations had been deployed in Christchurch, so that caused some of the delays. And we've also had to work with our stakeholders to make sure that our solutions can fix the issues at hand. We recognise and we're sorry for the inconvenience that has been caused to the public using the riverbank, and we want to make sure we get the solution that is the right solution, that is cost effective.
It's not as simple as spraying on some concrete and slapping down some cobblestones, is it?
Definitely not. It is a lot more technical than that, and the approach that we are going with is actually soil nailing, and that requires large metal nails as such, or rods, being drilled into the hard rock within the surface.
Will extra work be carried out to prevent further slips?
So we do currently work quite closely with Waikato Regional Council around planting different areas along the riverbank, and that is to help with erosion. We also monitor any areas that subsidence has occurred, so we continually monitor those areas.
There's been talk lately that the lush green trees are obscuring river views. Does the council agree with this?
We currently do have a program of works that look at the pruning and maintenance of trees along the river edge, and that is part of our ongoing work program that we do currently do.
From the 28th of February through to the 2nd of March, Mystery Creek will be transformed into a camping haven with tents, motorhomes and caravans on display at the Campercare New Zealand Motorhome and Caravan Show. The show's regarded as one of New Zealand's favourite shows of its kind, and as Michelle Connell from Classic Events explains, there will be plenty for visitors to see.
I guess they can see all the leading manufacturers and importers and dealers are all there in one spot. So it's very rare to be able to see every available dealer or countrywide all under one roof over 3 days. So everyone will be there, plus a number of accessories, plus lots and lots of other things to see and do and be part of, all about this whole lifestyle. So it embraces the whole lifestyle, and you can see everything there that you need.
If you don't own a motorhome, it's the perfect place to come and see what's on the market, isn't it?
Absolutely, and not just new motorhomes. You can start with the tents right down to then caravans, and then up to the best motorhomes in the country are all there. So it's for anyone who enjoys that lifestyle as a whole.
Motorhome and caravan owners can make a weekend of it with the multi-day pass. Tell me about the Top 10 Rally.
Well, the best thing about the Top 10 Rally is that it's free. So we encourage anybody who has a motorhome or a caravan or even a tent who wants to stay. They can come. They don't need to be self-contained as in previous years, because Mystery Creek has toilets and shower facilities. And also we have a daily dairy there for them. So therefore, if they run out of the basic essentials, we've got it all covered. They fill out a shopping list and we'll go and get it for them. And there's just lots and lots of freedom there, lots of room. There's powered sites for the first time as well if they'd like to utilise those.
And there'll also be entertainment options at the Top 10 Rally?
There is, and that's some exciting changes for this year. So for the Friday night, there's a barbecue and jazz night down in the historic village, and at that same night, Trader Group will be releasing a new book, so there'll be champagne and canapes to celebrate that. And then Saturday night, there's a barn dance at the Bledisloe with a live band and dinner. So it's not just for rally goers though. Any person who attends the show, local or otherwise, as long as they attend the show, they also can buy a ticket and go to any of those options.
What will celebrity chef Chelsea Winter be doing at the show?
Well, she's going to be cooking up a storm twice a day. She is mainly focusing on fantastic recipes that you can cook on the road or cook at the motor camp or cook on the barbecue. So Chelsea's got a variety of recipes twice daily over the 3 days.
And there's also the Trail Light Seminar Series. Tell me about that.
Yes, free Trail Light Seminar Series covering 5 different topics, from how to tow, tips on how to tow, right through to the top tips on buying a motorhome or what to see when you're touring Australia.
Just ahead on Central News, we find out about the Waipa District's 150th birthday celebrations. Welcome back to Central News. The Waipa District lies in the heart of the Waikato region with a population of 46,000. Waipa 2050 is an ongoing project planning for the future of the Waipa District. Mayor of Waipa District Jim Milchrist sat down and spoke with me regarding this important document.
Yes, well it's a high-level document, I suppose, in terms of looking forward 50 years. And the 4 key components really are economic development, social, recreational and health, but basically building into a healthy community. And I suppose the document, when it was actually drafted, was prior to the Local Government Act and changes in 2012, which have tended to restrict some of the areas where that document was actually focusing. So there may well be some minor changes and tweaks to that, but in general terms it's that high level planning, looking out to the future and making sure that we keep Waipa a really great place to live.
The proposed district plan governs the way the Waipa District looks and feels. You're coming to the end of the submission hearings. How have they gone so far?
Well, look, from my point of view, I'm coming in at the tail end of the whole process, but it's been a great deal of hard work and a slog for the staff here. And that's one of the drawbacks, I suppose, of the Resource Management Act, the time that it actually takes to work through the district plan, hearing all of the submissions and then cross submissions, etc. But that's nearing a completion. Hope to be notifying that at the end of April, somewhere in that sort of order. And then we'll be just open for any objections to the plan. So if we've got it right, it'll be all law fairly quickly. If there are a lot of objections, then we've got to wade our way and sort those out.
Are there any standout issues or concerns?
Not that I'm aware of in terms of likely objections, but you know, the standout issues for Waipa is maintaining its sound economic agricultural base. We have a good growth rate in Waipa, particularly based around Cambridge, but even the rural area. So it's, managing that is a real opportunity. It's not really a problem.
The Avantidrome is near completion. Now, there was concern that ratepayers were going to be footing the grant that Council gave. Is that the case?
No, I suppose the confusion is that there's a line on everybody's rate demand that refers to the Avantidrome. What effectively has happened is that, yes, ratepayers are paying the $1 million loan off, but the increase in number of people moving to the district more than offsets those costs. So yes, definitely people are, the ratepayers have to pay the loan back, but our increase directly attributable to the Avantidrome offset those costs.
For more details, take a look at the Waipa District website, ydc.govt.nz. Time to take a look at the weather now. Let's take a look at Waikato first. Hamilton, mainly fine tomorrow with a few showers expected and a southerly change at night. Tomorrow's high 26 degrees, down to a bit of a cooler low, 10 overnight. Paeroa, fine, then showers expected with a high of 26. Matamata, you get the same with a high of 25 expected. And Te Awamutu, it's the same again. Fine, then showers with a high of 26 expected. Tokoroa expecting a fine Friday, a few showers and a high of 24, down to single digits overnight, just 9 degrees. Heading to the Bay of Plenty now with Tauranga expecting a mainly fine Friday. Evening cloud and westerlies will develop with a high of 26 degrees expected, 13 overnight. And Te Puke, mainly fine with scattered showers for Friday and a southwesterly change with 24 degrees expected. And that's Central News for today. Make sure you like us on Facebook and let us know if you have news from around the Waikato and Bay of Plenty. Hillary will be back tomorrow night. Thanks for joining me. I'm Anne-Marie Case-Miller. Ka kite anō.
This has been an Alpha Media production, a division of Television Media Group.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.